Good morning, brothers. How'd y'all sleep last night?
Cold.
Was it cold last night?
Yes,
You have to worry about the animals, the raccoons or anything?
Yes.
You seen some last night?
Yes. See two possums last night.
Two possums? Do they scratch at your tent?
No, not yet.
Not yet. What would housing mean for y'all? If you got housing, how would it help you out? Sam, how long you been homeless? Off and on? 5 years. How long you been homeless off and on? 5 years. What is your day? What do you plan on doing today? Do you plan, or you just wake up in the morning and just? Okay. Okay. Are you some mornings you wake up and you're more grateful than other mornings, just grateful to be alive? Amen. These are two of our brothers that we inviting to the homeless summit to do application for housing. Two good brothers I've been knowing over the years. Met them at the open shelter when I first started working at the open shelter almost 20 years ago. So you have it on this 9th day. You've seen it firsthand. You heard it firsthand. It's a road, but this is a road to somewhere. There's actually a road to nowhere. So the life and the mourning of our homeless brothers and sisters.
I've been living out here 10.5 years and I ain't never got nothing.
You've been out here 10.5 years?
Never got nothing.
And you got problems
I've never been to YMCA, I've never been anywhere. I got liver cancer, I got pancreatic cancer, and I'm still here in the woods.
And now how is this weather affecting your health, being out in the rain?
Well, I got arthritis bad. Not really, the weather don't bother me much, except getting wet.
Are you drinking more now because of your health issues?
No. I'm dying faster.
Dying faster?
I got cirrhosis of liver and pancreatic cancer. And I'm just here.
Would you take housing if it was offered to you?
I'd live in a hut.
Would you move into Y?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna do a housing application on y'all.
I gotta do something fast, man. I can't live out here no more. I'm getting old.
Okay, brother. How many y'all out here?
Just me and Timmy.
With all these tents?
Yeah, they're all gone. They're all in jail and shit.
All in jail? What they go to jail for?
Prostitution and they're crackheads. Yeah.
Crackheads? What about open containers, stuff like that?
Nah.
No? And how long have you been out in the woods?
10.5 years.
And never been offered housing?
Never, once.
And so if we come with housing, you'd be willing to move in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So how you doing from getting wet in all this rain?
No. Staying in my little ass tent.
Okay. So I'll be back Monday with an application for Y and Commons, okay? That's my word.
You're going to tell me that and you won't be back.
That's my word. I'll be back.
I'll be here.
Okay. All right. I'll see you later on. You got your blankets out to dry?
There's no drying rain.
It sure ain't. See the blankets. Okay. Hey, LA, how long you been homeless?
Oh, I've been on for like at least about 10 years.
You've been longer. You've been homeless longer than that. You greeted me.
Off and on. I've been off and on. 'Cause
Off
I did
and
have an
on.
apartment. I did have an
No, I
apartment.
said off and on.
Off and on.
About
Like
20
10.
years. You
I've been
greeted
here
me
for
at
17.
17, so you've been homeless at least 7, off and on.
Okay, like maybe about 14.
14 years off and on. Come on, son. So, show me that rash on you. And you said that rash come from what?
I was laying in the grass the other day. Where was I? Right here where the tennis court is at. It's something bit me right here.
And you bit all over your body?
It's popping out everywhere.
And you don't have the creams or
No,
medication? Get what?
I got the prescription in here.
Okay, you got the prescription but don't have the money to get the stuff. What barriers do you face about getting housing? What's keeping you from getting housing?
Well, first of all, I need to get employment because I have a Southeast County. I need to get, if I can just get employment for just $50 a month, I can get some housing.
You need to get
And then I have to, that's it, that's employment.
You need to get what?
Employment.
Employment. So,
But the only thing that's keeping me from an employment thing is like the felonies I got.
okay.
If I can get that annulled, then I'm
So
good.
you-
I've never been to prison.
You got police record. What's on your police record, if you don't mind me asking?
Just possession of drugs back in the 90s, hidden skip, and misdemeanor, jaywalking and open container. That's it.
And that's one of your barriers
Yeah.
for getting housing?
No, of course, the employment thing. The barrier
Okay.
about the housing thing is the employment.
I got you. So if we can help you, it's about 7:45 Tuesday morning. This is day 9 boot camp at the mountain. It's a
Boot
dear
camp.
friend of mine, LA, who probably owes me $2 right now. Put that on camera, witness. How'd you find out I was down here?
I see, I walked past it because the thing right across the, I walked over here with sleep in the field the other day. I didn't stop here
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay.
But the bugs got me over there. I went over here to try to go to sleep, and the bug woke me up. I walked by, I see the car parked there. I said, he told me that Jerry was down there, so when I'm looking, I'm like, I ain't stopping right now, man.
So you've been having a lot of issues this summer with bugs?
Yeah.
You think this has been the worst summer with bugs?
I think that's because the ozone layer is messed up.
Oh, the ozone,
mosquitoes,
okay.
the mosquitoes haven't been coming out at night like they usually do.
Right.
And it's been real cold.
Right.
So usually, when they come out, they coming out like when the heat breaks,
Right.
or when it just get ready to get dark, because even the other bugs, they come, you don't see them out here.
Okay.
Even if you're in here, because I try to stay away from the majority of the trees, part of it in there is in the back. But even just sitting out there, because there's a lot of foliage out there,
Got you.
they come out. But if you right here, even when you're right here during the summer, they could be coming out here. They ain't even been coming out because of the cold air.
Okay. Friday we're having a homeless forum right down here where we're gonna have housing providers, CHN Housing, YMCA, Commons and
Yeah, a
Grant.
dude told me about it. He was staying. CNHM got him an apartment in Bexley, and he working to pay the thing on.
So you can be down here Friday.
Yeah, yes
4:30.
sir. I can walk right across.
So we can do all the applications. Also, we got an AA group down here today at 11:30, and I'd like to invite you to come down here. We're going to do everything we can to help you. LA has always been upbeat, real hyper, a lot of energy. You liable to see LA in the north end in a half hour, and 15 minutes later, he down south end running, talking.
Yeah.
He's a good man. As you can see, he's not what people think is a typical homeless person looks like. He always take care of his hygiene, always look real. You can put him right beside anybody else. You would never think LA is homeless.
That's a stereotypical thing about.
Go ahead.
I told the church. That's stereotypical because you're looking for a person. 'Cause I don't drink that much. I don't do drugs that much. I go.
Right.
I stay out the way. I spend more time in the library than I do anywhere else on this planet. But that's the thing I tell them. You always looking for people to be holes in their pants, like the hobo stereotypical phrase, red-faced, drunk, and high. It don't work like that.
Not like that.
On the street, you wouldn't even know it because they bounce.
Yeah.
You know, and then when they go to eat from the church and stuff.
Right.
You know, I told the church, I said, man, I need clothes too. Because I don't have that appearance, but I'm trying to not have that appearance. You know, because you go somewhere and wash the water's free. You know, if you got to go in the bathroom in the restaurant and just get you some soap and water and wash your and brush your teeth, that's all good. You ain't got to, you know, everybody don't have to. They choose to do that. Some people use it as a manipulation type. You know, because they don't get some money out of somebody. People flying the signs and the hot thing. A lot of them got places that or get SSI or whatever and go in there and I don't get nothing. You know, but I can still obtain, you know, to a certain extent, I can still maintain a little bit, you know.
So you will work. You're not
not
looking for a handout, you're looking for a hand up.
I go to Southeast, they want me to get the SSI. I don't want the SSI. I can work, lady. That's not the problem. You know, I get stressed out or something, then my nerves are just shot. I just got my nerves, I got bad nerves, and my nerves are shot. I said, forget it, leave me alone. It's not no drinking or drug or alcohol thing, because I don't do that junk like that. I'm not no excessive person on that level. Not to say that I don't, but I'm not excessive. A lot of stuff that's going on here is just some manipulation. It goes on both sides. You got the government manipulating, you got the homeless manipulating, so it's not limited.
Okay, bro. Thank you for talking to us this morning. Boot Camp at the Mountain, day number 9. LA. From where you from?
Born in Pennsylvania.
Born where?
Pennsylvania.
And you got family live where?
In Pennsylvania, California.
No, somewhere in Ohio where I put you on the bus that time.
Oh, in Burrow, Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Where what?
Burrow, Pennsylvania.
Where's your brother at with the Cadillac?
That's my cousin.
Where's he at?
In Sharon.
Sharon what?
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
But you been down Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Were you homeless then?
No.
You wasn't homeless at all down there? So Columbus is the only place you ever experienced homeless?
No, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
First time I did. I got an aunt that teaches at Pitt University. One just at Pitt UK University. I got to argue with my cousins, and that's how I first experienced it. Because I left the house, I said, I'm tired of this. So I got cousins everywhere down there. So I went down here. I said, we got a place I can stay down here. I had some strange dude I know. He said, yeah, man, there's a shelter. I said, what is a shelter? He said, down there on the north side of Pittsburgh. That's the first time I experienced.
Do you think that Columbus is good to the homeless?
They're excellent. But like I say, there's so much manipulation. They excellent, man, because I've been in other cities. My uncle stayed in one in LA, and I walked toward the building, see some dudes come out of there. I turned around, I never even looked in their shelter, you know, because they was looking rough. I was like, nah, I turned around. But down in Pittsburgh, they're about the same level, but see, here they don't take the seriousness of the homelessness because they like they're spoiled or something. You know, they got places they can eat and stuff like that. If they went to a city where they experienced the homelessness, the real severe stuff, they would not be depreciating what they get here.
So you said that's like in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh, they take it serious. The homeless don't do it like they do up here.
What do you think about the churches, what they do for the homeless?
They do a good job. They do a good job.
I think the church do a good job.
Excellent.
What do you think we can do?
See, it's starting to get right here. I tell you, these nuts come out of nowhere, right there. You can't find them at the artists come out. They got the 10. They popping out of everywhere, man.
What do you think, LA, that the churches can do that we haven't been doing to help our homeless brothers and sisters?
Well, I think as the field thing that you're doing right now, and the ones that's partaking being homeless and not should just leave it alone, because they're not taking it seriously as it is, and it's just going to get deeper. You know, the situation is going to get deeper. They're not taking it seriously as it is being homeless because they never experienced nothing outside of this. You know, the city, I don't know, some of them did. The majority of them that's here, like the ones that were staying over there by the open shelter, and then they're sleeping up under the bridge. When they tore the open shelter down, their mindset was still there. And that was mostly the drug and alcohol thing. And they had no outs. And that's the ones brought with the bad prison records in there. And they're feeling the hopelessness. You know, and you know.
Hey Sam, both of y'all get chairs and come on over here too. Step aside.
It's the feeling of hopelessness. You know, and the church coming, you can feel, you know, you can see it, Jerry. You can see it in the eyes of pain. I'm a happy fear person. You can feel sorry.
Both of y'all can get chairs and step aside, Sam.
You know, you can feel sorry for a person up to
Scoot back a little bit, Sam. Just pull chairs, y'all, and set.
You
Except besides Sam, so I can get all three
you
of
can
you.
feel you can feel sorry for people up to a point, you know,
Yeah.
and then you go beyond that. And the thing is, you know, it takes steps to work on that.
go.
To work on the individuals, is the people maybe they've been beaten when they little, and it started from a long time ago, or the environment, the peer pressure.
Okay.
And like, oh, you gonna act like this now? You get brand new because you went to rehab or something
Yeah.
like this. And then the prisons have something to do with it because they send some of the people try to get away from that. They send them right back to the same environment.
Right.
You know, and it's institutionalized the system. The system got something to do with that.
Okay.
So they all, I can't say it's all their fault. Because like I said, when the homelessness start coming back in there and say, man, I try to get away from this stuff. And here it is, they send me right back down here and send you to the shelter. Where that's why a lot of people are here because in shelters, that's why I don't do shelter because they argue with you, you can't go sleep. No, it's not about can't get in all the time. I don't argue with people. People walk around your beds all night. You know,
If you
funky in
can
there.
you get in the shelter if you wanted to?
I probably could, but like I said,
You don't.
it's my
Okay.
nerves. You know, I said, man, get away from my bed. You talking all night. They didn't want to fight with you and stuff. And it's like the institutionalized environment that don't need their brains.
Okay.
It's like they carry it around like luggage around.
got it.
Some people can't take that. That's not the reason they don't go to shelter.
Things a lot of
It ain't so much
issues
as
in
the
the shelter.
guards.
Everybody can't take it.
Sam,
Okay.
what's up, man?
Bro Sam.
Hold on, I got
Hold
four
on,
more.
let me get.
Sorry, Bishop.
What would housing, Sam? So y'all can't get in the shelters? Try to get in the shelters last 4 days? And what they tell you?
They don't have no bed.
They don't have no beds. Well, we can help if y'all want to get in the shelter. We can help you. What? So again, what would
I
housing?
do not want to get in the shelter.
Okay, what would housing do for y'all?
Let's
Okay,
see this world. You can't understand it.
okay,
got 5, man.
I was
okay.
here.
It's hard.
Yeah, we
Okay.
shook your hand.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Let them talk.
Being out here needs
Hard.
it's hard. It's hard.
It takes a toll on you physically.
Yes.
What about mentally?
Mentally, I'm done. Lost weight. No food.
You lost weight since you've been out in camp.
Gotta go ahead and panhandle to get money.
Okay.
Just get what I need.
Yeah. You got to do what to get money?
Panhandle.
Panhandle. Okay. You fly a sign. Okay. So you just ask people for money. Do people give you money?
That's for bed.
Okay. So again, we want you at the forum Friday. We want y'all here Friday for the collaboration, for the homeless collaboration, the housing, to get y'all housing.
I want to introduce you to one of the deacons in training at the church. Herb has been homeless for, I'll let him tell you his story. He's currently homeless right now, and hopefully our Friday that he'll be able to get some housing. But I want to tell you how long he's been homeless and what made him homeless and why he's still homeless. And what does he believe for Herb?
Drugs and alcohol has been a major factor in my life. I left Dayton, Ohio and got here to Columbus in '99. I'm originally a member of Miracle Cathedral, City of Mercy. Bishop Pierce has been my pastor since then. I've been homeless off and on. Hopefully Friday I will be able to obtain housing. Just praying, believing in God that all of these things that's going on in my life will be temporary. I'm excited about what God is doing down here at the camp, helping people, plus, me myself being helped. I'm excited about it. Hopefully, this is the last straw. I'm getting older, not any younger. But
Herb, what are some of your barriers? I mean, besides the drug and alcohol, what else has been keeping you homeless? What's some of your barriers?
well, thinking about my past, trying to deal with them issues. But I have people that I can talk to.
you're not a lazy man. You don't look for welfare. You're a man of skills. What kind of skills do you have?
I have home remodeling and building maintenance skills. Plus I have a little cooking skills, chef by trade.
When the last time you seen your family? How long you been separated because of homelessness and drugs from your family?
I haven't seen my family in about 15 years.
And how has that affected? How do you feel about not seeing your family? You miss your family?
I miss my family in a big way. I have one brother, younger brother, and a sister. I have some half sisters and brothers, but the closest ones to me is my sister and my brother.
Share with the audience what happened to your mother.
My mother died when I was 5 years old from a heroin overdose, and I'm still affected by that because I never got the chance to get that love and affection from my mother growing up as a child.
So the church plays a big part in your life, doesn't it?
The church plays a major part of my life because I have people in my life that give me the love. They have my best interest in heart, and these are people that, you know, in times of need are truly available.
All right. Appreciate you sharing with the audience this morning, man. Have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Good morning, David. This is August the 2nd, and thank you for allowing us to interview you. And it's okay that we interview you, right?
Yes.
You give us permission.
Yes, sir.
And you come to Columbus from where?
From Hawaii.
From Hawaii. How long did you stay in Hawaii?
A year.
A year. And you said,
Yeah.
and you said the economy. You worked in tourism. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
It was on the ships, on the cruise ships, and I worked stateroom steward on the ships.
So the economy went bad, and you was going to New York, and you ended up staying here in Columbus.
Right. Yes.
And so, where did you decide to lay your head at?
Well, I first came out here 30 days. I still had some money saved up from the cruise ship, so I kind of just hiked around.
Okay.
And then I ended up going to the shelters and did that for about 200 days.
What do you think about the shelters?
I like the shelters. The problem is you can't stay year round.
Okay. So because you had to move out the shelter, you had to come and live on the land.
Correct.
And you're the one that I took videotape this morning. How is it in those conditions? You have to deal with elements, animals, and
Right.
raccoons came in on you yet?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
And they go through food.
They go through your food. Is it pretty scary?
Well, if I weren't near the shelters where I could eat regularly, that would be, key because you can't eat your food.
Right.
Canned foods you can. However,
Okay. And you're a guy that's looking for a job and wouldn't mind working at all, right?
correct.
You're not looking for a handout. You're looking for a hand up.
Correct.
So what would housing, if we found affordable housing to you, $50 a month rent, what would that do for your life here in Columbus?
Well, it'd give me security. It would give me a place to shower.
Okay.
Showers seem to be an issue.
Shower's real important.
They're an issue.
And where's your family live at, if you don't mind me asking?
I haven't kept up with them for 20 years.
You haven't kept up with them 20 years? So how has living outside affected you mentally and physically or anything?
I think short term it's not an issue. Long term, I think it would become a humongous issue.
Okay. Well, I thank you for sharing with us on this August the 2nd, 2009. I admire you. This 20 days is taking a toll on me, but I admire your tenacity. You're always looking for a can opener, and we're gonna get you a can opener today and look for a tent for you, man. But I love your congenial spirit, and hopefully somebody will see this, man, and do something for somebody else. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
So I will get you. There's one question I forgot to ask you. Living out on the land, how does it affect your weight?
You lose weight because there's not as much to eat, but then you're also not concerned about the nutrition as you are, because you're so busy trying to put weight on.
Okay, so there's been a weight loss and the concerns about eating the proper foods and
Correct.
nutrition, correct?
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Today is July the 31st. I'm talking to Brother Rich, who's been living on the land. How long you been on the land? 15 years, living on the land for 15 years. Partner joined the Church of Vineyard, Pastor Dan, who's a dear brother of mine. Since he's been living on the land, since we had the homeless.
That pays $20, don't Derek?
Yeah, that's 200,000. So today is July the 29th. I'm sorry, July the 31st. As we took the video earlier, you were in your camp and that homeless summit where we had that housing forum, help you get your housing. Where your keys at? Hold your keys up like that. Got your keys. Got your keys from the homeless summit, correct? So this homeless awareness month has really been a blessing to y'all too. Even though you said it's in the hood, at least you're out the cold, you're out the rain, and you can move on. You can move on from there. Anything y'all want to share? How happy you are, and how this gonna change your life? Because the last time we talked about, you were crying about you wanted to get out the woods. So now you out. Now you out. How you feel? Huh?
It's better than being on the street.
All right. Better than being on the street?
Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about raccoons. I got a roof over my head.
Got a roof over your head?
Yep.
Got clean clothes on?
Yeah.
You took your first shower yet?
Yes.
All right, took your first shower. How it feel?
Not in my own home.
Not your
Trying
home.
to get in there.
So how long ago did you get your keys?
Yesterday.
Got your keys yesterday. So you'll be moving into your own spot we already have. So tonight will be your first night staying in your own place.
Yes.
Homeless aware. What is homeless awareness month? How has it helped y'all out?
So great, so far, so good. God bless him.
And that homeless summit for housing was a blessing to you.
Yes, it was.
And you was able to get your house.
Bless you.
Bless you. Now, did he help you with your first month's deposit or anything?
No.
He didn't put in for that?
No.
Okay, we'll see about that also. So you got a private landlord and moving it into your own place today and got your keys.
Right.
Okay, y'all want to say thank you?
Yes.
All right, come on now, get excited.
Praise God.
There we go, there we
Praise
go.
God.
I want y'all to know, man, the city of Columbus and those around the country that's watched this video, man, are really happy for you. And you represent the over 1 million people that's homeless in this country. You just happen to be fortunate enough, both of you, to have incomes that you can pay your own rent through private sector. You gonna be with us today on the Love Feast?
Yeah.
All right, love y'all.
Love you too.